the National Association of Professional Racing Leagues Incorporated for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction, rebroadcast, retransmission, or any other disseminations or the use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Pacific Coast Sports Racing Association and the National Association of Professional Racing Leagues Incorporated is prohibited. On the PCSRA Sports and Gaming Channel from Learfield IMG College. Welcome to Triple P on the Blue Hedgehog TV. Now here's the voice of the PCSRA, Mr. Daniel Voiles.
Igor Barreto and Brian James took wins in yesterday's races at Berlin and Phoenix, respectively, which is their first ever wins in the PCSRA. Welcome to the Short Track is Greater Than This edition of Triple P. I'm Daniel Voiles, ready to talk about today's awesome race and ready to talk about what has happened in the race weekend. That was the exciting races we had, and also we can't wait to talk about the Bristol weekend. That was also insane. The amazing expert panel is here, ready to talk about all things that have happened this weekend with our awesome expert analysis that hopefully will make you say kumbaya is a good thing, if you know what I mean. Not trying to make any puns that will go for the nature. As our panelists are coming, we're going to introduce them once they come. A couple of announcements real quickly. A full description of the races of the Berlin 200 and the Phoenix races, as well as all the other stuff, will be highlighted on Inside the PCS Race. So hope you guys and gals will join us for that. It is going to be a big deal. So, also, I want to let everybody know. Let me tell everybody. All right. I've just told everybody I'm ready. I'm recording. So if anybody wants to come join, you can come join me in the Discord. I will be in the. Let's just do the Triple P. Triple P NASCAR VC. But anyway, while my panelists are coming, I got a couple of announcements. I'll discuss more about the PCSRA and all that when we get to Inside the PCSRA. That will be coming back very soon. After I am done recording this episode, we're going to do Monday Night Raw also here on Twitch TV. So if you're on Twitch, come on back. We're going to do some wrestling, which I know last week was our first ever wrestling we did for Twitch. And hopefully everybody enjoyed NXT and all that. If you have not watched the Gatorade Dash Series race from Phoenix, as of this recording from yesterday, you can click the link in the top right-hand corner. If you go on to enjoy this podcast episode, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. There's also a chance that I'm going to be doing a wrestling podcast with one of our expert panelists, so that will be fun. And also, tomorrow, we're going to have just Zachary Taylor and myself. By the time you're watching this, we will have a late night Thursday where we're going to have the IMSA podcast. Actually, it will be Friday. We're going to have the late edition of the IMSA podcast. So hope you guys are excited for that. And let me see. I'm going to... let's see, they're all offline. So I'm going to go ahead and take the first few minutes of this show. I know we got a lot of stuff to discuss on here, but I want to start the show by a couple of things that I need to discuss with you all. I know a lot of you are excited, and I know I appreciate the support you all have given me as far as, what I've been dealing with of late with, me going to work, even though one of my house managers has a problem with me going to work last week because of the fact I broke the COVID protocol, which, to be fair, I tested negative for COVID because I spent mostly 99.9% of my time in my room. I'm disappointed with the way that that my house manager spoke to me that way. I really felt like that was probably the most disrespectful thing in the world, and I think a lot of us are really not happy about it. And I'm not going to discuss about the whole what happened to my other house manager that used to be here that's now been fired and is now in Canadian County Jail. I'm just going to talk to the panelists off the air about that discussion because it's already been brought up in the president's chat. So, yeah. So, um, while I am waiting for the panelists to come join me for Triple P, and apparently they're offline. So while I'm waiting for them to come join me and talk about some stuff, let's go ahead and discuss a couple of other announcements. The PCS3 IndyCar series will be coming back. It will be after the Diva Series season ends, so hopefully everybody is okay with that. I also got my special friend Bucky the Beaver. Say hi, Bucky. Hi, everybody. I know and there you are. Hi, Bucky. I wish I could make my Bucky speak, but apparently he's just so excited to see me. Aren't you, my little beaver? Yes, I love you. Yes, he gives me kisses and all that, yada yada yada. So anyway, while I'm waiting for the panelists to come join me for the BC, I'm gonna just go straight into going over the agenda. Today we're gonna recap the Sao Paulo E Prix. We're gonna rate that race weekend, even though I'm going to be the only one who's gonna be rating the weekend besides Zachary Taylor. We're gonna go over the global standings for you guys. Look ahead to Melbourne, which we're gonna make supercars and F1 picks. We're also going to recap Bristol, and I noticed that my freaking agenda made me derp, which I'm going to smack it later for being a derping hyena. We're going to rate the weekend, which I know people have already noticed that. Go over the LTR points, which I'm actually going to do the points while I'm discussing about the stuff. Of course, we'll go over the LTR points. We have our top story news, the big news that's going on. Hola, Senor Sean.
Yeah, it's gonna get cool once this episode shows up.
Hey, at least we're happy to see your happy face, Sean. You've missed absolutely nothing as far as the recapping is concerned. But anyway, as I was saying, we're going to go over the LTR points, top stories, and our report. Mr. Sean's got some awesome stuff to talk about from Double A. That was really fun. From trying to remember where Double A was at.
Texas.
Oh,
It was from Texas.
it was from Sean.
Yeah, and I got Double Edge news as well, hopefully.
Yep, and also we'll discuss more about what happened in the races you saw as of this recording yesterday, as far as that's concerned, in the NR report brought to you by Gatorade. Look ahead to Coda, predictions, and final thoughts. To save me some time and so that way Senor Sean and I can go over the debriefing of the Bristol weekend. I'm just going to go over the finishing results from the Formula E race. The winner was Sam Bird, which was a surprise. Congratulations. Mitch Evans got second. Oliver Rowland third. Pascal Verlaine, who started on the pole, ended up getting fourth. Jake Dennis fifth. Antonio Felix da Costa was sixth. Jean-Eric Vergne seventh. Stoffel Vandoorne eighth. Maximilian Gunter ninth. And Sebastian Buemi completed the top 10. Sergio Santacamera got disqualified for using too much energy, and only 3 of the 22 drivers that started that race did not see the checkered flag due to problems. So, Formula E was really good. I thought it was a much entertaining race, and it was an exciting race, and it was a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see what racing we're going to see coming up this weekend. So Sao Paulo, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 7. I thought it was a solid race. It was a fun race, and definitely something I was really excited about. So, yes. And now here's your global standings as we enter Australia. Of course, Sean is going to join me for predictions because he's only doing Formula One. I'm only doing supercars and F1 uh, as well. So, no changes as far as the point standings is concerned. As far as that, Andy Crenshaw still has the 1 point lead. And of course, all the way down in last place is Sean. But Sean knows he's going to have a lot of points to catch up on because this will be a fun weekend for Melbourne. So, Mr. Sean, the big question for you: what are you looking forward to the Australian Grand Prix? Which, by the way, it will be. We're doing reactions this Saturday night, which will be several afters after the Xfinity Series race. So, what are you looking forward to in Melbourne, Australia?
Well, Australia is going to be something interesting to figure out because it is a very unique track, and it's mostly going to be how the drivers are going to go for these corners very precise.
Oh yeah, if we remember 12 months ago, the most chaotic race ever, where the two Alpines took each other out, which was insane. I expect to be a good race. I mean, Melbourne. I mean, we got supercars there. We got F2, F3, F1. It's going to be a jam-packed weekend of racing, and I love this track because rumor has it this is going to be the season opener for 2025. Uh, Keyword unofficially 2025, but we're going to have to wait and see what happens.
Well, yeah, hopefully it could happen.
So now we get to do our first predictions, just to save us some time. And if Sean is okay with me, I'm going to go ahead and reveal my supercar picks with my female drivers because, well, that's the first thing that I'm going to do. I'm sorry.
I said that's fine.
Okay, and then Sean and I will take care of F1 for.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay. While Sean is stepping out of the room to get something, I think to drink, I'm probably going to bet you it'll be yummy water. All right, it is time for my supercar picks. And I'm stealing Taylor's method. Oh, goody, I love stealing Taylor's method. And if Zachary Taylor comes across this thing, not accepted if he tries anything on me. All right, for supercars, my awesome favorite, and also Mr. Zachary Taylor will be a part of supercars. So, yes. All right. For my driver to stay away from, I need to make sure I do not derp. There are 4 races for supercars, so I'm going to have Cody take care of supercars for me. Stay away from Brock Feeney. Dark Horse, I'm going to say, I thought Sean said something, but no. Dark Horse, I'm going to go Chaz Mustard. And my winner, I'm going to do ADP. Now, let's see where Brock Feeney finished last time out. Okay, he got first and a third. Okay, he would be not too easy for stay away from. Will Brown, by the way, is your points leaders. We have these 4 races in Australia. So those are my supercar picks. And I'm going to go ahead and do my F1 picks, and then I'm going to wait for Sean. Or actually, first, let me take a bite of my sandwich. That's more like it. I think Sean's back. I could be wrong. Oh, Sean's back. I can hear Sean. So, all right. So while I'm waiting for Sean, I'm going to go straight to my F1 picks, which my drivers and I are going to share, just to make this easy. Oh, Sean's back. Well, that's perfect timing.
I'm sorry. I was taking a play. I had to do something after we record.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, Mr. Sean, are you ready to make your F1 picks?
Yeah, let's get this guy over with.
All right. What method would you like to use, my friend?
You know what I gotta say?
What?
Real time.
The original method, I'm guessing?
No.
Oh, your method.
I'm gonna spin the wheel.
Oh, spin it! Let's play Price is Right.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. It's spinning, and it's gonna land on. Oh, it looks like I get to go original.
The original method. Okay. And Mr. Cody Smart has joined us. We'll get to Cody's picks in just a second.
So I get to
Hold on.
do the original method this week. So whoopsie.
All right. Who you got for Australia, Sean?
Well, let's start off with the driver to win. And I think it's going to be pretty obvious. It's going to be Super Max. Give me Max Verstappen.
All right. Your stay away from.
Got to go back to the last race at
Saudi Arabia.
I'm going to say Hulkenberg.
Nico Hulkenberg. Interesting. Of course, he finished 10, so clearly he's not too easy.
Yeah, so I'm good for that.
And your dark horse.
Dark horse? I don't know who's driving this weekend in the second Ferrari car.
Yeah, that's the one that I think is a big question mark. I don't know who's.
I've seen Carlos Sainz is expected to race in the car.
Okay, so Sainz going to be in the car, is what you're saying, Cody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, at least he had that off week to help him recover from his surgery. So.
All right. So never mind on that. I guess I'm gonna pick. How about Oscar Piastri?
And that's a good pick, I have to say, Oscar Piastri. As I'm going to smack my keyboard because it won't tell me how to spell names right, you derping keyboard.
Hey, going, derp.
I'm blaming my phone for this, okay? Okay. All right. It is my turn with me and my female drivers, and I will have Cody's picks in just a sec.
I'm gonna have to step away for a bit, so hold.
Okay. All right. If you're okay with me, Cody, I will go next, and then you will get your supercars and your F1 picks.
F1. Just get
all right.
Out of the way.
I'm stealing Taylor's method again.
Taylor.
Okay. My driver who I regret to stay away from. Knowing this driver's luck, Lando Norris. He finished 8th, so he is not too easy, Cody. My dark horse, give me Georgie Russell. And my winner is Max Verstappen. And guess what? Mr. Zachary Taylor's here. Say hi, Taylor. All right, Mr. Cody. Would you like me to write them down, or do you want to write them down for yourself?
Yeah, write them down for me.
All right, Mr. Cody. What do you want to start off with first? Are you okay? Okay. Question: Are you doing picks also for your drivers, or what's the plan?
Yeah, let's do it for me and all my drivers.
I'll just do Cody Smart and drivers, so I'm not.
I'm kind of a bit busy on a couple things.
All right, Taylor, write down your picks. Write down your supercar and F1 picks. While Cody's making his. All right, who is your winner, Mr. Cody?
My winner, I'm going to pick one of the two drivers that won in the previous event, because I think it's going to be a repeat winner. The repeat winner, I'm going to say Buck Feeney. He's going to have a breakout season.
Oh, he was my stay away from pick. That I picked. Is not an answer, Taylor. Driver to stay away from.
Yes. Looking at who's not too easy from after the last race.
Well, there was two races.
There were 24 drivers, so yep, I'm going to be able to pick him. Give me Tim Slade for stay away from.
Yeah, no, I don't want you know.
And then Mr. Dark Horse, I'm going to pick a safe one. Will Brown.
Free Willy! You're welcome, Cody. Okay, I already know Cody's winner. I already know who Cody's winner is. It's Max Verstappen, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now let's just go straight to the stay away from. So that was an easy pick. All right, stay away from Cody.
I think there's a jackpot option available for stay away from since he did not finish in the bottom 5 somehow at Saudi Arabia. Give me the American who's going to be somewhat of a failure of American representation, F1 per usual, Logan Sargent.
It's not an answer, Taylor.
I mean, he did much better in IndyCar, I'll give him that.
Even though, yeah. And Dark Horse?
I am going to go, even though it's going to be risky to do it again, let's go with Perez.
Checo Perez. All right, Mr. Taylor, are you writing down your picks, or do you want me to write them down for you?
Let's see.
It's only Supercars and F1 you're picking this week. We're not doing the... for anyone who's asking, we're not doing the $1 million challenge because that will just screw everybody up and then some. So, yeah.
Let's see here.
You want me to write them down? I can write them down if you want to, Taylor.
I guess you can.
All right, what do you want to start off with, Mr. Taylor? Supercars?
Yeah, because that's what I'm looking at here at the moment.
Let's remind everybody that it's 3 points each. So let's see. It's 1 point each, which is 3 points on the offer. Times 4, you do the math, worth 12 points. And I think this is the one. Correct me if I'm wrong, Cody. I think this is the first time you and I are sharing a global weekend, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think it is the first time. I can be wrong.
I think this is like the first time that you and I are doing like the tallies. I think for a single track at a race weekend.
Yeah, that is correct. That is correct.
That's gonna make things interesting. All right, Mr. Taylor, who is your driver to stay away from for Supercars? What did you do?
Nothing really. I am going to say Thomas Randall is going to be my stay away from.
Ooh, that's a good pick. Thomas Randall. You think he's going to have You think he's going to have 4 bad races, Taylor, is what you're thinking?
Never know.
Knowing Melbourne, anything can happen. And who is your dark horse, my friend?
You know what? Give me Jack LeBlanc.
Oh, and I do need to ask Taylor a question, and no, it's not a rose. I think Taylor knows which one I'm going to discuss in a minute after his pick.
Oh.
No, it's nothing bad. It's about your thoughts on the Sao Paulo E-Prix, Taylor, okay?
I couldn't smack you in the face, dog. Anyway.
Oh my god, we have gone from beautiful just as you thought, you haven't seen it all on Triple P.
Okay, just for the record, he didn't actually hit me, but he was close to anyway.
I'm sorry, that's too funny.
Anyway, driver of the land for supercars getting back on track. I think I'm going to go with Brock Feeney as my winner.
Oh my word.
Would you like to explain that, Cody, when you just in the president's chat?
Oh no. Alright, who's your stay away from an F1?
I'm going to go through Cody down the map there.
Who's to stay away from, Taylor, for F1?
Be quiet, dog. You know what? I'm going to do it. Give me Nico Hulkenberg as a stay away from.
I was wondering when somebody's about to say the sentence stealing my picks again, even though we're in the VC, so.
I am going to say for Dark Horse. Let's see here. Give me Lance Stroll as the Dark Horse.
Yeah, I really would like to see Stroll get a lot better results than what he did in the first 2 races in Bahrain and Jeddah. Now, I do want to mention F1 is now back to the original Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So now they've had not just an extra week off, now they've had an extra day to get ready for this weekend's events. Your winner, Taylor.
Let's see, my winner? I'm going to go with Max Verstappen.
I'm not surprised you took him. So the question I have for you, Cody and Taylor, is with the extra day and having an off week for F1, because like I said, we ran 2 races on a Saturday, does that help the drivers, have a different approach knowing you're back to a Friday, Saturday, Sunday weekend versus like Jeddah and Bahrain where you did Thursday, Friday, Saturday for the race weekend? Thoughts on that, Zachary Taylor?
Back to kind of the original schedule a little bit. It kind of will probably help the drivers and the teams get back to used to being on a normal schedule of when they're at the racetrack and when everything takes place at the racetrack.
Okay, Cody?
What was the question again?
With the extra day off that the F1 drivers had and also an extra week that they had off, do you think you see anything different about them racing Friday, Saturday, Sunday versus Thursday, Friday, and Saturday?
Good question indeed. My response to that would be it'll give some of the top teams a bit more extra time to get their stuff in gear for the start of the season since we've already been through 2 races.
Yeah, the standings like this it would usually do. I get it. So it might not make so much of a difference, but you never know. Maybe we'll see some different season trends going on here.
Yeah, I think for me, for them to have an adapt to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it feels like a short week versus like, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like the normal weekend that we're used to seeing. I think it gives them a lot more time for a lot more rest, a lot more preparations, getting ready for this weekend's race in Australia. So I think, it's going to be a very interesting to see how it goes. Uh, just want to throw this out real quickly for supercars. Uh, I have a question. I have a dumb question for Zachary Taylor and Cody Smart. Since when did SpongeBob SquarePants sponsor a supercar for this weekend's Australian Grand Prix? Don't believe me? Look at the president's chat. Is not an answer.
And also, speaking of dumb questions, I got a dumb question as well.
I love to provide you an amazing dumb answer.
Man, the Dial Soap sponsor JGR and John Hunter Nemechek and Xfinity.
That's a bro moment, which we're actually going to discuss about that in a minute. Yeah, SpongeBob SquarePants, who's definitely going to live a pineapple in the land down under. So, yeah. Speaking of the Drivers in Xfinity series, tomorrow night, Zachary Taylor and I will go over the IMSA podcast because we're going to talk about Jesse Love's debut at Sebring. Hope you'll join us. That will be another 6:45 p.m. Eastern Time for recording here on Twitch. It will also be a 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope you will be with us for that. Now, boys, are you ready to talk about what the hell happened at Bristol?
Oh, let's do it. Why not?
Yes. Let's start. Oh, I knew you were going to say that. Let's talk about the truck race. Starting off with the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series for the Weather Guard Truck Race, which should be called the Weather Guard 250. The race was really interesting, I have to say the least. Rare do you see at Bristol, boys, if you exclude the stages, 4 cautions. Do you guys feel like that is very rare for a short track race, especially at Bristol of all places?
Definitely, that was interesting.
Yeah, only 3 of the 36 starting trucks failed to finish the race. That's kind of rare. Like, if you end up having a bad finish, like, how did I finish 33rd? Or, like, if you end up running in the top 10, how did I finish in 35th and all that? So, it's really interesting. So, first into the race, the 42 of Matt Mills spun coming off of turn number 4 and made slight contact to the inside retaining wall. Didn't do a lot of damage, but continued on. Then Keith McGee, as he was getting lapped, got turned around, and it collected the 75 of Stephen Parsons and the number 17 of Taylor Gray. All 3 of them continued on their merry little way. Oh, hi, Sean. Welcome back. You're just in time to discuss about the Bristol weekend, which we'll get to that in just a little bit. The rest of Stage 1 was won by Kyle Busch. He was the winner of Stage 1. Christian Eckes finished second in Stage 1. Nick Sanchez third. 4th Ty Majeski. 5th was Zane Smith. 6th was Taylor Gray. Tyler Ingram was 7th. 8th was Ben Rhodes. 9th was Caden Honeycutt in the 45 this week. And Grant Infinger completed the top 10. Nothing else happened in Stage 2. Kyle Busch won Stage 2. 2nd went to Nick Sanchez. 3rd, Christian Eckes. 4th was Ty Majeski. 5th was Zane Smith. 6th was Tyler Ingram. 7th went to Stuart Friesen. 8th was Matt Crafton. 9th, Ben Rhodes. And 10th was Lane Riggs. Then we had our next yellow flag, which involved Ty Majeski getting turned around, collecting Ben Rhodes the 99. It also collected the following drivers: Tyler Ankrum, Ty Dillon in the 25, the 32 of Brett Holmes, the 46 of Thad Moffitt, as if he didn't need any bad luck. But all those drivers continued on like nothing. Although Ty Majeski had engine problems, his day was done. And then the incident of the race, Stuart Friesen thought he was clear. Unfortunately, Nick Sanchez had a big run coming off of turn 4. The two made contact, and Friesen got turned and pretty significant damage to both cars or both trucks, and they continued on. And at the end of the race, Christian Eckes pulled away and goes on to win at Bristol. So your top 10 results for the truck race: Christian Eckes the winner, Kyle Busch second, Zane Smith third, Matt Crafton fourth, Tyler Ankrum fifth, Corey Heim finished sixth, Taylor Gray seventh, Roger Creek backs up his win from Las Vegas 2 weeks ago, getting eighth, Grant Enfinger ninth, and Lane Riggs complete the top 10. And then we go to the Cup race, where only one of the 36 drivers failed to finish, that being Zane Smith, after he had engine troubles, which they had 9 cautions and a lot of tire wear issues in that race. We had first caution of the race. There was debris from William Byron after he got up into the wall in 3 and 4. That's what brought out the yellow. And then the big one, which I don't think anybody expected, the big one on lap 33. And it all started when Tyler Reddick got loose coming off turn 4. He collected the 16 of A.J. Allmendinger, the 15 of Kaz Gralla, Carson Hocevar in the 77, Todd Gillen the 38, Ricky Reckhouse Jr. in the 47, Josh Berry in the 4, Joey Gay Logano in the 22, Bubba Wallace in the 23, Corey LaJoy the 7, Daniel Hemrick in the 31, and Austin Spindrick in the 2. All those drivers continued on their merry little way. We had a debris caution on the front straightaway. Kyle Busch had a tire going down. He ended up spinning off a turn 2. That concluded stage number 1, which was won by Ty Gibbs. Second was Kyle Larson. Third, Chris Buescher. Fourth, Brad Keselowski. Fifth went to John Hunter Nemechek. Sixth was Ryan Blaney. Seventh was Martin Truex Jr., or MTJ, we like to call him. Christopher Bell was 8th. 9th was Ryan Preece. And 10th was Josh Berry. Then the next incident was caused by Zane Smith, who had, as I said, engine problems, and then collected Daniel Hemrick and Ricky Spinhouse off of turn number 4. Kyle Busch spun again for the second time off of turn number 2. He continued on. The rest of stage 2 was clean. It was won by Ty Gibbs again. Second this time was Brad Keselowski. Third was Joey Gay Logano. Fourth was John Hunter Nemechek. Fifth was Mike. Fifth was actually Christopher Bell. NTJ 6th, Denny Hamlin 7th. 8th was Kyle Larson. 9th was Bubba Wallace. And 10th went to Ross Chastain. Then Josh Berry spun on the back straightaway on lap 311. And then the final caution on the cursive number, the 300 cursive number, Austin Cindric decided to spin out Ricky Stenhouse Jr. while they were trying to stay on the lead lap, and the two of them went spinning. The rest of the race was very crazy, and Denny Hamlin gets his 52nd Cup win and his first of the season. So your top 10 results for the Cup race was Denny Hamlin, the winner, MTJ second, Brad Keselowski third, Alex Bowman fourth, Kyle Larson fifth, John Hunter Nemechek, good run for him in sixth, Chris Buescher 7th, Chase Elliott 8th, Ty Gibbs 9th, and Christopher Bell complete the top 10. So, gentlemen, actually, first of all, let me back it up. Zachary Taylor, your thoughts on the Brazilian E-Prix before I forget.
Well, anyway, that probably that was that's a race in there and over there in Brazil. I would say that was a pretty interesting, good race for sure.
What would you rate Brazil, Taylor?
I will give it 8.
Okay. So, gentlemen, your thoughts on the Bristol weekend. Let's start with Sean.
I'll say this. Goodyear messed up again. Goodyear messed up again. Well, you got that out.
Continue on, Sean.
Anyway, let me continue on before I was rudely interrupted. Sorry. Anyway, Goodyear messed it up, but besides that, it was okay racing. But but the only thing I can say is glad we are not back on that dumb dirt.
All right, Zachary Taylor.
Well, yeah, definitely, a lot of tire issues there at Bristol, throughout all the races there, and, which, definitely, kind of turned into a consuming tire race there for the most part, with teams trying to save their tires there and for a decent run there. And, but overall, racing was pretty interesting, I would say. Unfortunately, though, we didn't get to see a fight at the end of the Cup race or anything, though. But
We did, however, see a fight between Stuart Friesen and Nick Sanchez in the truck race.
yeah, but one thing though that I will say though that I think was probably the biggest surprise out of the Cup race was both Rick Ware racing cars were running in the top 10 on pure speed during that race. And the funny thing is they both beat Logano.
Cody Smart, your thoughts on Bristol?
That's $100 fine administrator is best with the Taylor, by the way.
Okay, go ahead, Cody.
Honestly, the truck weekend wasn't the most entertaining, but I will say that the Cup Series had a hit-or-miss type of race. Mostly because in the first and second stages of the race, we actually had a great race going, and it was probably going to be one of the best races of the year. But then we had a horrible case of bad year, and of course, you all know how that goes. But throughout stage 3, it just became a mess. It became an even bigger mess when we went to the final pit stop. And surprisingly, no cautions. But besides that, holy cow. How do you manage tires? How you been doing it for the last couple of years? Yikes. I mean, that's why I had a somewhat low of a race rating, specifically because of the tire controversy we had at Bristol for Cup.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people were really surprised that we had a lot of tire wear. So this brings up the question I have for all of you, and we'll just go around the horn, Taylor, then Sean, and then Cody. Do you guys feel like not having the Xfinity Series race there at Bristol and only being trucks and Cup, do you think that had something to do with the lack of rubber and also with a lot of tire issues in that?
Well, I think definitely could have been a factor, but one thing though that it seemed like most of the drivers, especially the Cup drivers, were saying that resin that they put down in that bottom lane was messing them up from what I saw some drivers saying. So I don't know necessarily if it was a resin that was doing it or what it was, but definitely I think Goodyear's going to have to figure some things out before we come back to Bristol for sure.
Especially the fact it's going to be an elimination race where 4 drivers are going to get eliminated, and they don't want to have another case like that. And, but when we come back to the fall, to your point, Taylor, we're going to have the Xfinity cars. Sean, you're next.
No, it wasn't a problem for not having a steady there that's going to cause the problems with the track. Really, I think it's when they put that stuff down on the track before the cup race, it kind of messed it up. And also, Goodyear just didn't provide a great tire for this past weekend. That is just terrible to have. And really, they got to step it up when it comes to coming back in the fall for that race.
Well, the thing is, it was the same tire compound that they did race last fall. So, you know, it's not like it was a bad tire. It was just, you know, they were running the same tires that they ran last fall. So, you know, it's you know, unfortunate. Cody, what's your opinion on that?
If you're talking about weighing specific factors into the tire wear situation, I'm going to say yes and no. No, due to the fact that it probably wouldn't have made a difference if we had an Xfinity race there for the spring or not. I feel like it would either be the same for trucks or the same for Cup. It really depends on the setup in the cars or trucks at the time. But I'm going to say yes because there's a possibility that the tire managers probably should have had that Xfinity race so they could have been able to think overnight and be like, how are we going to prevent this catastrophe from happening in the Cup race the next night or the next day? That's what they failed to do. So I'm going to say 50-50. I don't know on your take based off of my reasoning. Should it be yes or no?
It's going to be interesting to see what happens, and should be a lot of fun if you ask me. So, looking forward to, let's see, we've already gone over the point scenario for anyone who missed it. For trucks, Jesse Art got the worst at 92 points. The next to worst was Captain Frank at 114. Sean got 133, Cody Smart 135, yours truly at 159, and Zachary Taylor was one number off from the frying pan of Senor Sean with 168. So that was the truck tally. The cup tally, Jesse Art had 131 points, yours truly 138, Sean had 160, Zachary Taylor 166, Cody Smart hit that one cursive number, and 192 for Captain Frank. Your point standings will be in the description down below when we leave Bristol. So that's something we're definitely looking forward to. So, a couple of top story news. Zachary Taylor brought this up. Matt DiBenedetto is going to run a few Xfinity races for Viking Motorsports, which will begin at Richmond. What's you guys' thoughts about that?
Well, definitely, I will say I was surprised. That's definitely was something I was not expecting to see on Twitter earlier when I was on that. But, you know, even though it is just going to be a part-time schedule for Dibby right now, just happy to see him get a shot to run some races and see what he can go out there and do and see how he does out there in Xfinity.
All right. Cody?
Well, I mean, first of all, are they taking the 38 or did I read the article wrong?
They are the 38. It's going to be Viking Motorsports, but it's going to be in Ryan Seek's shop. So that's what I'm being told.
Yeah.
So you can technically say it's like a partnership.
Yeah, because I mean, Ryan Seek's team, besides one time, which happened at Sonoma last year with Eric Almirola, they never truly won an Xfinity Series race. They never had, and it looked like they never would up until Sonoma last year. So I can feel like Ryan Seek is trying to do something to keep his family team alive, all like Jeremy Clements. No offense to him, but Jeremy Clements needs to figure something out. Otherwise, I can see that team shutting down in a couple of years. But this Viking Motorsports going to Ford and sharing the number 38 with CX-10. We're going to have to wait and see how that comes out to be in the next field races with Matt DiBenedetto. But due to the fact that the number 38 Viking Motorsports going to have due to sharing those points, Debbie's in the show, regardless.
Yeah.
When we get to Richmond, unless the 38 is too low in ours points. And that's been why Ryan Sieg has been throwing the officials off the mountain a few times this season so far. But long story short, how I think Debbie is going to actually perform. Well, I'll give you this. Debbie, I hate to say this, people say it about football players or sports players all the time. I think Debbie's past his prime. I'm sorry. I just think DiBenedetto's past his prime in his NASCAR career. Unfortunately, he just never had a good opportunity. His best opportunity was in the Truck Series, for crying out loud. So, I'm sorry to say this, but I think Debbie's past his prime, but I still think he's going to do just okay. He's not going to do awful. He's just going to be just fine.
And Sean?
All right, everybody, let's all boo at Cody for what he just said.
Hey, can someone go to that fire jam, please?
Okay. Anyway, let me just be honest here. I think it's cool to see Jimmy going up to an Xfinity car. Is it weird that he'll be driving a 38? Yeah. But it's going to be cool to see him in there. And I wish nothing but the best for him. I think he's going to do very well.
You know, he has plenty of Xfinity Series knowledge. You know, he used to drive for Joe Gibbs Racing in the Xfinity Series whenever the Cup drivers never ran, when they had, when Xfinity and ran like solo events, like let's say Gateway, Iowa, and all that. So this is kind of not surprising to see Dibby in the Xfinity Series, but it's nice to see him hopefully in a. I wouldn't say it's a great ride. It's an okay ride. But, you know, to your point, Sean, I'm really, really excited to see how he will do this weekend or coming up at Richmond coming up. So, going to be interesting to see. Speaking of race weekend, BJ McLeod sold their owner points to the 07 and are scaling their Xfinity program to part-time, which I'm not surprised about that, as far as that is concerned.
Well, you can say that, but that's going to screw at least one driver trying to go for Xfinity points.
Yeah. Also, Dawson Cram is out of the 4 car this week. I don't know who's in the 4 this weekend. Has anyone heard who's driving the 4, or have we not heard?
Let me actually not surprised if it's Austin Dillon. Like, look, Dillon brothers be teammates.
Well, one of the Dillon brothers is driving for driving the 6 car this weekend in Xfinity, which I thought that was a brum moment. Yes, Taylor?
I got your answer.
Who is it?
Patrick Gallagher.
Excuse me? He's driving the 4 car?
First car of the year, so guess what that means?
He's not too easy. Okay. Really a curious question. When did this get... Let me start that over in English before I derp. When did this deal get put in place, Taylor? This deal with Gallagher.
I have no idea.
I'm thinking he's probably just going to run all the road course races. You know who else is back in the Xfinity Series? Remember my teammate from F1 2017 career mode, Danny Kvyat, the Torpedo. He's back, making his first start in the Xfinity Series since the 2022 Roval race he did for Xfinity. So nice to see Danny Kvyat back. Yes, Taylor?
Patrick Gallagher is a
sports car racing driver.
I'm not surprised about that, to be fair with you, Taylor.
He ran a BJ McLeod at Mid-Ohio.
I'm not surprised about that either. So, going to be interesting to see how he will do this weekend. So, all right, I think it's time to preview Coda, is it? All right, it's time to.
Already previewed a bit of it.
Yeah, so let's talk about Coda. We're going to start off with the good old Truck Series drivers. They're racing this weekend, as always. Let's start off with the race at Coda. You can catch the XPEL 225 this Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on FS1. You can also listen to the Motor Racing Network and also Sirius XM Radio. Looking at the entry list, nobody goes home because there's only 35 drivers. There's a couple of names that really jump out here. The 20 does have a driver, but for some reason, Jayski is being a dartbang hyena. Vincent Salas is in the 20 truck this week. We got Carter Futcher in the 22, Jack Hawksworth, an IndyCar driver, or in Cody's term, IndyCar lead. Ross Chastain's in the 45 this week. Hey guys, Jack Wood, he said Wood, is back in the 91 truck. Dale Quarterly and Dale Quarterly making his first start in the 12. Marco Andretti running the 04, which he ended up stealing Spire Motorsports Kyle Busch's scheme. What's an update? We're not going to mention about the 33 because he has the dumbest name of racing, but Sean's going to mention him anyway.
Wallace Allen.
Connor Zilic, who just came off a win in the 12 Hours of Sebring, which we will have more discussion with Mr. Zachary Taylor and myself on the Insta podcast tomorrow. Let's see. I think that is it. So only 35. That means nobody goes home. That same day, we have the Xfinity Series race. You can catch the Focus L250 at 5 o'clock Eastern Time on FS1. You can also watch it on the Performance Racing Network and Sirius XM radios. We look at the entry list. A couple of drivers going to have to make their start, have to make the show on time. There is 40 entries for 38 spots, and you said it was Patrick Gallagher in the 4, correct, Taylor?
Yeah.
So he's in the 4. Danny Cafias in the 07. R.C. Emerson, who has run a couple of races in the Indy 500, is attempting his Xfinity debut. We have Preston Pardis in the 50. Alex LeBay in the 35, Brad Perez in the 45, Ty Gibbs in the 19, which will make Elijah rage. Ed Jones, an IndyCar driver. Austin Green's trying to make his debut for Jordan Anderson Racing. That's an interesting name. Did you guys ever thought Austin Green would debut in Jordan Anderson's equipment?
Not only that, one of my friends went cyber snooping a few days ago, and they found out that Austin Green is actually the son of retired NASCAR driver David Green.
Ooh, so that's David Green's son.
Yeah.
Yep, so it looks like he's going to have to try to make the show on time. We got Sage Karam in the 26. We got Kyle Wetman in the 91. And the rest of the people we already know. And then Sunday is the Cup race, the Echo Park Grand Prix. You can catch that at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox, also on the Performance Racing Network and Sirius XM Radio. Looking at the entry list, there is only 39 drivers, so that means all 39 will make the show. A couple of names you are not surprised. A.J. Allmendinger, first start in the 13. SVG, first start in the 16, and his first Cup start of the year, so he's not too easy for our picks. Timmy Hill making his first start of the year in the Cup Series. Kamui Kobayashi is back in the 50 ride. Strange to see the 50 that is not the money team. It's under 2311 Racing, which I find it really weird, to be quite honest with you. Would you all agree with that?
Yeah, they're only doing it for like ceremonial reasons.
Oh, yeah, because it's Mobile One's 50th anniversary, believe it or not.
Yep.
All right, it is time to make our predictions. That is not the predictions. This is the predictions. Give me 1 second while I take care of this.
I got something to say before we start predictions.
Okay, tell us, Sean.
Touch.
Oh, I know what we can do, Sean.
Oh, what?
While I'm getting this all set up, would you like to go over today's NR report, sponsored by Gatorade? It's in the Triple P show. Is it in you?
All right, yeah, let's get over to some double A and double S stuff. Let's start off with double A. They have it in Texas.
Your home race, Sean.
Yeah, luckily though, but sadly though, I wasn't involved in that race. But man, the action started fast and quick. First four laps were gonna go clean until lap four. The other lap four with a big one strike, and we had cars going flipping and sliding all over the place, and a lot of cars, unfortunately, DNF out of that wreck.
Including Annie Thomas, the Daytona winner.
Yep, Annie Thomas did get involved. Then they went back green, and it was clean once again until another wreck at the halfway point of the race. A 4-car incident, and after that, it was almost clean until there was a competition yellow that had to come out, and then after that, we got to the end of the race. It was a 3-lap dash for the finish. Give me a second to get to the end. And it was the number 2 who got to the end of the race on fuel mileage to win, which is BYS, who wins the race in the 2. Here's the finishing results. BYS wins. Second, Lauren. Third, Rosie. 4, F7. 5, Jonathan Van 48. 6, Markey. 7, Ashton Thomas. 8, Christopher Wright. 9 is in 9th was the Cookie. And right at the top 10, Beanie. So that's double A. Now double S. And they had their race at Atlanta. And man, another crazy race that had the action start fast and quick again. And it didn't even take us 2 laps until caution happened, where 3 cars got into each other heading into one, and unfortunately flipped again, and more carnage.
Oh, definitely, it was carnage.
Luckily, though, it then became more clean until lap number 9, where we had 2 cars going and spinning, or otherwise known as spinning out of there. Luckily, though, both cars kept going. They went back green once again, and then another caution would happen again. 4 wide incident does not work out on Atlanta, that's for sure. And caused another pile-up that took out multiple cars. And then we also had some marker brakes, which Danny loves marker brakes very well.
Yeah, Definitely, I could tell you that for certain.
They kept the dang clean on for the rest of the race. And it got very close to the end of the race. But at the end of the day, it's the number one appearance who will take the win at Atlanta. The rest of the top 10 goes as follows. Pins again gets the win in the number one. Second is the 33, Kenyon. Third is the 84, Owen. Fourth is the 7 of Zoe. Fifth is the 58 of Joe. Sixth is the 3 of Trey. Seventh is the 59 of Mark. Eighth is the 52 of Patrick. Ninth is the number 9 of Byrne. How ironic. And right out of the top 10 is the 36 of Ty. Both series are going to be off this upcoming week, but we'll be back in the following week. Both series heading to Silverstone.
Oh, that will be interesting to say the least. Now time for your...
That's going to be interesting.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now time for your PCS Array update. We're starting with first off the Gatorade Dash Series that just finished. Talk about an interesting race as we look at our race analysis. One caution was all it mattered in that race. Eric Takeda got turned off the nose by the 37, and that's caused a big spin. Collected Christopher Bright in the process, but surprisingly, they kept it going. And when it was all said and done, the race ended under caution, and Igor Barreto got his first career Gatorade Dash Series win. He won over Kelly Boston. Our very own Cody Smart got third. Chester Harvey, Rebecca Hawkins, the top 5. Tatum Wright, Ari Springer, Marco Diaz, Jesse Art, and Annie Crenshaw, the top 10. Sean ended up 27th. Zachary Taylor, 28th. David Heller got 20th. Annie Crenshaw leads the leads the Drivers' Championship by 1 point. That is how close it is. Gatorade Dash Series, next race for them is at Auto Club Speedway, which hopefully it will be an exciting race. All 36 drivers did see the checker flag in that one. Also, Brian James dominated the Berlin 200 in dominant fashion, started on the pole and continued his merry little way. All 15 drivers took part in the race and all finished the race. Brian James was your winner. Igor Barreto finished second. Great Lakes, Michael Young, Will Parrish was your top 5. R.B. Gardner, who took the points lead after this race, finished 6th. Austin Scott, Bruno D. Oliveira, William Ayers, and Cody Hagan complete the top 10. Championship standings, Wyatt Chris Maley, who won the Daytona race, wasn't racing this weekend, so R.B. Gardner took the points lead. The Napa Filter Pro Series next race will be at Sweet Home, Alabama, Talladega, coming up, which I can't wait to discuss that. Now, boys and girls, I do need to ask this question real quickly, and I know this is kind of a... this is the last race for David Malukas until he is fully healed. Is that correct, Taylor?
That is a good question.
Because I know he's not running Thermal Club, so he should be back in time for the next race. Yeah, that's what Wiki said. He should be back in time for the next race for IndyCar. If so, which we wish him speedy recovery, nevertheless, in his recovery. I don't know when Chris Hacker is going to be able to run a race this season or not. We're going to have to wait and see as far as that. Next race for IndyCar, by the way, will be Long Beach, which we will discuss more on that coming up this week. That is, by the way, the Mercy Orthopedics injury report. Slow down by an authorized, a broken bone, or sports injury. Count on Mercy to help restore your orthopedic life. Call Mercy Orthopedics today. Mercy and the PCS Ray. Wonderful partnership for over a decade. All right. Which one of you jelly beans wants to go first for picks?
Taylor.
All right, Sleeping Taylor, it's your pick.
Sleeping Taylor.
You're gonna send Taylor to no comment now in a second.
Already down the mountain. I'm not sleeping right now, so.
Yes, you are. Don't lie.
Why?
Like it was Sean's dog snoring in the VC.
No! Anyway,
I just Sean's dog to clarify.
Anyway, getting back on track here before we get even more out of control.
All right.
Alright. Stay away from the Truck Series. I think the driver that I am going to go with, I just don't know how this driver is going to do. And therefore, I think I'm going to take him to stay away from. I'm going to say Vincent Salas, or however you pronounce his last name, is going to be my stay away from.
All right. Who'd you pick, Taylor? I had to go get some ice for my drink.
I am taking Vincent Salas, or however you pronounce his last name.
Well, that's if he may. Well, here's the problem, though. He's one of those drivers that may have to make the show on time.
Let me see here.
Yeah, if I were you, I wouldn't pick somebody that's on the and this is why I always yell at Demon Hunter 39 is that don't pick drivers that end up getting killing.
Otherwise, congratulations, you wasted your time and money. Or in this case, you wasted your time and tech.
Oh, I saw that one coming.
Anyway. Okay, you know what?
If I were you, Taylor, I'd just pick a regular.
Give me Daniel Dye, actually.
That was a better choice.
I will take him as my stay away.
Yeah. All right. So let me do this. Daniel, not Daniel as in me. Just for anybody that's referencing, I'm not dyeing my hair into that dye of Daniel.
Maybe you could go to jail for punching someone in the balls too.
Oh no! We're not going there.
You did not say that.
He said it on the street. Now we're gonna get sued by the Warner Brothers.
We're gonna get in trouble for that one.
2 years ago.
We're gonna get in trouble for that one.
I'm glad I'm not discussing that any further. Let's continue with Taylor's picks.
Long shot. I want to say Brandon Finger will be my long shot.
This is, by the way, the most panelists we've had for a recording session for this program. I want to point that out in a good way.
Cody finally joined in.
Well, actually, no. Let me rephrase that. Cody hasn't joined us since I want to say Daytona, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Since
Everything's scheduled on my
Yeah, I think this is actually the first time the four of us have done a show together. I'm going to just say that right here on the spot. Who's your next pick, Taylor, for your truck deal?
All right. Moving to Dark Horse. I am gonna take this driver. It seems like this driver usually does pretty good on the road course tracks for the most part. And I'm gonna say my Dark Horse is Big Roads.
Or as Mark Oliveira says, "Bitch boy Ben."
Oh,
That's Mark Oliveira. That's what Mark Oliveira says on Twitter. So don't fault me for that.
I'm gonna say.
Almost. Okay, there we go. Go on, Taylor.
I am gonna say my sleeper for this week is gonna be Christian Atkins. Leave that alone.
Christian Atkins. Leave that alone. Zachary Taylor, 2024.
Taylor, just tell Christian Atkins to leave you alone.
Oh! Okay, Cody. Okay, Cody. Please quote that. Please quote that right now.
I'm watching something on Roblox at the moment. You dummy. I should have done the Cody Smart's house in a minute. Anyway. No, somebody was in your King's house.
Who's your favorite, Taylor?
Barring any more dog interruptions here, I am going to say the driver that I'm going to take to win is going to be Corey Hines.
Are you sure about this, Taylor? Or are you just hoping to beat the worst this week, or next week, rather? All right, I have done a coin toss to see who would love to go next. And it landed on Happy Mario. So I'm going to say Mr. Sean Art gets to go next over his sister.
I have to go next. Whoop-de-doo.
Hey, at least it's only for trucks. I'm going to flip-flop it around.
Yeah, great.
What kind of awesome powers does Sean have for his picks? I hope Sean doesn't get screwed over this week.
Oh, let's just hope my sister doesn't use the dead girl strategy.
Which is the Oklahoma State dead girl strategy.
No. It's the dead boy. It's the dead boy strategy.
Oh.
Well, there's baseball and softball going around, so it makes no sense to me.
All right, Sean, who you got this week for Coda?
Well, this is just for trucks, right?
Well, yeah. Yep, who you got?
Okay. This is a difficult one here because sometimes the truck drivers do not do the best on road courses. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry to say that, it's just the truth.
It's actually is the truth, to be fair with you, now that you mention that, because Truck Series drivers always get beat by Cup Series drivers now that they have allowed Cup Series drivers to come in and run the truck and Xfinity races. So I see your point there.
But as I look on this list, is there any Cup drivers? No.
That's actually kind of surprising, to be fair with you, because, I thought there was going to be a lot of... Well, actually, there's one, and that's only Chastain, but that's kind of it.
Yeah, here's the thing. He ain't winning.
Yep, so you're taking either an ARCA or a Truck Series regular.
I'm taking the Truck Series regular. This driver I'm picking has done very well at this track. It might be shocking for me to pick him, but give me Stewie.
Stewie! By the way, there was no penalties between Stuart Friesen and Nick Sanchez. The only penalty was a Truck Series crew chief was fined $5,000 for one lug nut not properly installed. That was the only penalty out of the whole weekend at Bristol. So there you go. Now you're stay away from, Sean.
Stay away from
After this, Sean's sister goes next.
All right. I know this driver's been on a bit of a good run here recently, but unfortunately, I don't think his run's going to continue here. I'm picking Roger Caruso.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. I mean, I mean, here's the good thing for Raja is that at least he has a win to make the playoffs. So, I mean, he could definitely ill afford that.
Yeah, so he can ill afford a bad race, and I think this is the race he's going to have bad luck on.
All right, your dark horse.
In dark horse, I'm going to pick. You know, just for the memes. I'm doing this for the memes.
Oh no.
Jack Wood.
He said
Oh,
would.
for the love of
Jack
Pete.
would.
What's next?
Hey,
Besides
Beavis.
that certain number.
We don't even.
What do you mean? What do you
No,
mean?
no. I love the meme of Jack Wood because I said it on another show last night as of this taping. All right, who is your sleeper?
I do for a different thing? It goes like this.
Oh, come on. He's in the 91.
I'm just saying, hypothetically.
I'm waiting for a truck team to have that cursive number, and then we hit them with a frying pan.
You know what? Because you say that. Here you go. Ding!
Wait, what'd you hit him with?
A frying pan.
I kind of figured that was coming.
Danny started talking about it too. We just didn't hear him.
Yeah, at least I'm smart enough to think what I say before you say it. That's why you're not so smart, Cody.
Hey, look at that, Danny. I think you're being a bit more like Pete Taylor right now.
Who's your sleeper, Sean? Getting back on topic here.
Okay.
You're gonna question my picks when we get to me.
Okay, this might be surprising, but I'm gonna pick Daniel Dye.
I was thinking somebody had the balls to do that.
I'm picking Daniel Dye because the last time I saw him in a race at the road course, which was back in ARCA, he was very good.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I think he is still good. I think he's still that good driver. He's gonna be a sleeper.
And long shot for you.
Long shot. I'm gonna say Ty Dillon.
Ooh. All right, now to your sister's picks.
All right. Yeah, my.
Let's hope she doesn't use any dead girl strategy. Excuse me.
Well, she's got an interesting pick.
Let's start with her favorite, as always.
Her favorite, Nick Sanchez.
I'm not surprised she took Nick Sanchez. Let me rephrase that sentence before I get a dart point. All right. Hold on a second. Yummy water, folks. Yummy water.
You're perfectly fine with that, guitar.
I love yummy water. Oh, for the love of Pete!
I love yummy water for the love
I got it on the stream. God damn it! God damn it!
That's amazing. That's amazing.
I play bluer for this shit.
That's incredible.
Not funny. Stay away for your sister, Sean.
What are you, Jesse? What are you doing?
I can't believe that was on the stream. What kind of $1 million question is this?
Jesse, you're crazy. She's going crazy here. She's thinking Rochester State.
Oh, brother. I'm just going to continue on with the show as always. Dark Horse.
Yeah, good idea. Who's Dark Horse? She's gonna pick Tyler Ankrum.
You know, I find this funny. Tyler Ankrum is actually the points leader coming into this race.
Yeah,
I guess that's
Which,
good stuff.
after the picks, I do have a bonus question to ask you guys, which we'll get to in just after we're done with the picks.
All right. First, time for my sister's sleeper for cuts. She wants Marco Andretti.
I believe Marco's in the show because remember, it's 35 drivers, so nobody goes home. And long shot.
Long shot. Oh boy, she's thinking.
Couple of these drivers, I'm gonna just say this while your sister's thinking, is that
Oh, you suck.
what? I swear, she got the dumbest name in racing. Then I'm gonna send my female driver to throw a water.
She gets all the salad.
Oh, I was gonna say if she picked the dumbest name in racing, then one of my drivers is gonna throw a watermelon at her.
Oh, she got it.
Yeah, that was by the way, Annie Thomas. I was going to say before you mentioned your sister's long shot, Senor. A couple of these drivers, like Marco Andretti, Jack Hawksworth, they have raced at COTA before in the IndyCar series, so I wonder if that's going to be a big factor for them. Cody, you're next for trucks.
Okay. Well, this is a very interesting list, and a very competitive one at that. I'll give you that much. So, let's get started with the favorite, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
So, the favorite, I don't know who's going to be a clear favorite for the road courses. So, I kind of expect the first road course winner to be either Bet Cuss or, not surprising, we have a Leach. So, considering all factors here, I'm probably going to go ahead and pick Ross Chastain as the favorite.
Everybody can now boo Cody.
At least it's not Joey Logano.
Like conduct, anyway.
Hey, Cody, you heard what I said, right? At least it's not Joey Logano.
Alright, still
wait. Danny wants to see Joey Logano? Okay.
No, it's Joey Lagat, Zachary Taylor. I'm looking at you from Michigan.
Like this one.
All right, stay away from.
Driver to stay away from. I'm gonna go ahead and pick the driver who I think may run a risk in having a problem after having dominance throughout the first part of the season. Give me Christian Eckes.
And this goes back to what I mentioned about with Raja Karuth, is that he's locked in the playout, so he can ill afford a bat.
Move on to the dark horse. The dark horse for this one. Oh my. This is actually going to get a bit tricky from this point forward. I'll give you that much. Give me Jack Hawksworth as my dark horse.
I was wondering who was going to take an IndyCar driver.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be interesting to see how he does in a truck.
I will have to agree with you on that. I will.
You're a sleeper.
Yep. That's the next one on that list. Sleeper. I don't know if there's any good Ford drivers because, Ford has had a good reputation of winning at this track plenty of times over. I don't know. But my sleeper is gonna be. I was gonna save him for a long shot, but I may have a better person for that category, so I'm just gonna put him as my sleeper. Connor Zelish.
And like I said, Zachary Taylor and I will talk more about him tomorrow on our episode of the IMSA podcast. Which, Zachary Taylor, are you looking forward to that tomorrow night? Okay, the girls just came and kissed Jack Retailer. Anywho, who's your long shot?
One class between two drivers. I don't know if it's time for me to accept the fact that maybe this driver can do very freaking good all of a sudden, or should I go with a typical contender here? This is actually very tricky, but I'm going to decide to pick Mr. Consistent Corey Heim as a long shot.
I kind of figured you were picking him.
Regardless. You know, you don't have a late rigs.
Alright, I think you're all going to call me crazy for my picks. My favorite, as you all know, I'm going to pull a bro moment where all of you are going to look at me and go, excuse me, Danny, but that was the dumbest decision you've made. I am going to say... I'm going to say Ben Rhodes is my favorite.
Are you kidding me?
Well, to be fair, I was running out of options, so. Stay away from Dale Quarterly. To me, last time I've seen Dale Quarterly, he really he got taken out of contention and didn't do really good at Mid-Ohio in the ARCA race last year. Of course, that was the race where that teenage kid got suspended a race for his dumbass move on a Venturini car last year at Mid-Ohio. I think all of you know who I'm referring to if you saw that race. Hint, hint. I'm taking Daniel Dye as my dark horse. Is not an answer. My sleeper. I think you all just missed it. I think you all just missed out on an opportunity. I'm going to say Spencer Boyd as my sleeper. Is not an answer. And my long shot. Let's see here. I'm going to say Dean Thompson is my long shot.
What?
Is not an answer. And of course, I will get Captain Frank's picks in the description if I do not forget to do that between now and then. Now let's go to the Xfinity series, or as we like to call it, Xfinity and Beyond. And we're going to start with Jesse and Sean. So Jesse goes first.
Don't you mean the Xfinity series?
It's presented by Cody Smart.
Okay. Hold on.
I gotta put something in the quotes.
Justin Alley Geyer.
Oh, for the love of Pete. I think I'm the one who said that, the Justin Alligator. Well, I couldn't spell right, okay? I couldn't spell Justin Allgaier right. But anyway. All right. Who does your sister have for Xfinity and Beyond?
All right. My sister's favorite. SVG.
Stay away from.
Let me go pay. I got slapped.
By whom?
Tell my sister.
Mm.
Stay away from. Let me make sure this server's on the list. She wanted Anthony Alfredo.
Ah, the Pasta Man.
Yeah, I think she wants blood pasta.
Dark Horse.
Mamma mia! Mamma mia! Cody's on fire!
Oh, God!
Oh.
Way! I just finished off Taylor's sentence. All right, who's the Dark Horse?
Dark Horse races. Jeremy Clements.
Wait, who?
Jeremy Clements.
Well, I need to smack Discord for kicking me out of the VC.
Oh, damn it. Where you get that out? No!
I have a 41st driver who needs to race an Xfinity, and that would be Bucky. Just kidding.
Bucky, go slap Danny.
Bucky's already slapped me.
I think he needs to slap you again.
Yep, Bucky's already hit me.
Anyway, let's get going on with my sister's pick.
All right, Sleeper.
Sleeper. You gotta be crazy for this one. You what? Okay, here's my sister's sleeper, Haley Deegan.
She's
I
trying.
hate to say it, but she's more likely going to finish 30th or worse.
Well, she's never raced an Xfinity car at Coda, so.
Hold on. Let me put these two pieces of bread on your side of the head.
Oh, I think I know what this one's about to be. Idiot sandwich.
You're an idiot sandwich.
Good Lord, what do you think of offense from Kitchen Nightmares?
Why not?
Long shot.
Long shot. You're picking Riley Hurd as a long shot.
Oh, brother.
Not the worst idea, I'll give you that.
It's not the worst idea, but it's not the greatest idea.
Well, Sean, you get to go next.
Okay, let's bring it back to reality here. My driver to win, well, my favorite, and AJ Allmendinger.
All right, stay away from.
Stay away from Austin Hill.
I kind of figured you were going to take Austin Hill. Or some people like to call him Austin Powers for whatever reason.
Yes, he is pretty much powerful in the Xfinity series.
That's true. Dark Horse.
I'm going to pick Jesse Love just to say F you to the faith server.
And of course, we're going to talk about Jesse Love's debut from the MX5 Cup race tomorrow, Taylor.
Yeah. That sounded kind of wrong.
No, that was a girly Taylor was doing, so.
Oh.
Sleeper.
Sleeper? I think people are sleeping on Parker Clearman.
Hey, he's another driver who's really good on the road courses. Long shot.
What? You know what? I don't believe not. Give me Josh Williams.
Watch me
I
take.
hate to say it, Sean, but he got suspended from that race last year.
Well, you know what? Guess what?
Well, at
You
least
do well.
At least he's not doing the peace sign to the NASCAR Xfinity officials like he did last year. Let's get that right.
Yeah, that was hilarious when he did that, but well, I'll do the peace sign towards Danny.
Oh boy. All right. Zachary Taylor, you're next. So let's start as always with your stay away from.
Anyway, let's try to be smart with my picture. Like somebody who likes to be not so smart with it. Anyway.
Oh, I think I know who you're referring to.
Stay away from. So basically, Trilogy used to dead cup strategy. Nah. Cody's using the dead Mets and dead Bills trying to deal there. Anyway, it's over yet, Dad.
By the way, they got the rights, by the way, filled in, just so we're clear on that.
Anyway, all seriousness here, I stay away from. I am going to say Brandon Jones will be my stay away from.
Yeah, I don't think Brandon Jones is a good road racer.
Brandon Jones is actually kind of been surprised getting some top tens on the ovals. But
Yeah.
Good on the road course.
I want to check something here. It's supposed to be 78 this weekend at COTA. I was hoping a chance of rain just to spice things up a bit. All right. Next.
Alrighty here. I am going to say my long shot. Give me Cole Custer as my long shot.
The Ice Cream Man. Next.
My dark horse. When I saw this person on the entry list, I just knew I had to throw him on here somewhere. And to be fair, I mean, he usually does actually pretty good on the road courses. So therefore, dark horse, give me my boy Kaz Gralla.
All right. Sleeper.
My sleeper? I think this guy definitely is going to be in contention for a really good finish, and who knows, he might even pull out the win, but I am going to take him as my sleeper. Give me SVG.
And your favorite?
Alright. My favorite? There was a few drivers I kind of thought about maybe picking, but the one I think I'm going to go with is none other than the Dinger. Give my piece again.
All right, Cody, you're next.
Alright. Time for me to bring out a certain impression here.
I think we know where this is.
Someone's going to say after the Xfinity race, NASCAR needs to change its track to the circuit of Grandpa's money. That's $100 fine administrative assessment. Because Ty Gibbs is the favorite. What is wrong with you?
So that means Elijah. That means Raging Elijah is also the favorite. Okay, thanks for telling me, Cody.
Now onto my driver to stay away from. The driver who I'm probably going to pick to stay away from for Xfinity. This one's probably going to be a bra moment, but if in case you've seen Phoenix, Some people for this team in Xfinity failed the hell to sleep last week. Like, what was wrong? Oh, wait, not last week. 2 weeks ago, my bad.
Yeah, Xfinity was off, you derp.
What the bleep was wrong with the car 2 weeks ago? It was supposed to be a contending car to win. What's wrong with you? Well, luckily he's not in the car, but this driver is. But something tells me this team, even though they should be contending for the win, they're going to flop again somehow. Give me Kyle Larson for stay away from.
Even though he will be in contention.
Yeah, I mean, he'll at least be in contention to make the show. Let's get that right.
All right, Dark Horse.
Dark Horse. Give me AJ Allmendinger for Dark Horse. Easy.
Sleeper.
Sleeper? This one's going to be tricky because I got a handful of picks left in my mind that I could probably go ahead and pick. But my sleeper, I think a lot of people are going to have faith on this guy, so I'm going to have faith on him too. SVG.
I think I knew. I bet you all of us are going to take SVG in our picks.
Yeah.
Long shot.
Long shot is tricky because there's a couple possibilities where I can take this. I can either take a driver who has previously run a road course more recently, or I can take another valuable lead, or I can go in a completely different direction.
Actually, let me look and see how many drivers are racing in the Cup drivers are racing in Xfinity. Let's see. Only see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, actually, no. Only 4.
Well, I'm going to say this. I think he's going to have a bounce-back weekend, and I swear to God, if he screws me over for the second Xfinity race in a row, I'm throwing him off a cliff. John Hunter, Nemechek.
All right, my turn. Favorite for me, SVG. I'm going to say stay away from... How about stay away from Sheldon Creed?
Good one. Good pick.
I think Sheldon Creed, yeah, he's won on a road course in the Truck Series, but he hasn't done much in Xfinity as far as road racing is concerned. Jesse Love is my dark horse. You know, with the 2 races that he ran in IMSA, which we'll talk about on the IMSA podcast tomorrow as of this taping, I think could be a factor. I'm going to take the Dinger as my sleeper, as always. But then my long shot comes in the question of who do I want? I'm going to... excuse me. I'm going to say... How about Sammy Smith as my long shot?
Oh.
I'm going to take a risk. If this risk doesn't work, I hand Cody a $5,000 cookie along with Sean. Is not an answer.
How are you going to find something like that in the country, Danny?
I got ways.
Well, good freaking luck with that.
All right, now to Cup. Who would like to go first? Let's see. Cody, you get the pleasure of going first for Cup.
Alrighty then. This is gonna be good.
I think I know who you're picking, but I'm probably going to be wrong.
Yeah, this one's gonna be a bit harder to pick. I'm not gonna lie to you here.
Oh, hi. Oh, Blue Jenner's climbing up to the bed. Hi, son. He's not messing with me. He's just being a good boy.
That's good. That made it sound a bit sus, but fair enough. Alright.
Yeah, and I'm gonna take care of his daily in a minute. All right, go ahead, Cody.
Honestly, this is very tricky. I don't know who's really going to do good here and who isn't, given that we only had a few races here, and every year we have a different set of drivers doing very good and a different set of drivers doing very bad. And it changes every year who really is in contention. So here's what I'm going to say. Favorite for this race is going to vary upon a couple of things. I think I'm going to go and pick one of the younger drivers for favorite this time around, which means Kyle Busch ain't defending the win. I'm sorry. But
I'm not surprised you went with that, to be fair with you. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, so instead of him, again, I'm going to pick a younger driver for favorite. Because as I said, they know more about this back in the Xfinity Series. They took the proper preparations for it. So I'm going to go ahead and watch this bite me for the millionth time, William Byron. I mean, I was either with Chase Elliott, but I'll probably put Chase Elliott somewhere.
Yeah, Chase Elliott didn't race last year. Of course, he was recovering from his injury.
Yeah. And which, speaking of Chase Elliott, I'm going to give him some slack on this one. Trying to stay away from Chase Elliott.
I'm not surprised you picked him as the stay away from, because like I said, you know.
He hasn't raced there last year, even though there is a chance that he can try to prove me wrong.
All right, your dark horse.
Alright, so my dark horse, I like him at the road courses, but I have a feeling he might have a problem. You know what, I'm going to pick a safer bet this time. AJ Allmendinger is my dark horse.
I'm not surprised you took him. I am surprised, however, he's running a car that's not the 16. He's running the 13, which I'm a little surprised about that. Your sleeper.
My sleeper, even though he might not be the best and he may not contend at this particular road course, I can see him contending for a win at a road course later this season if things work out. Give me Chris Buescher.
Ooh. Imagine Chris Buescher ends up winning this weekend. Wouldn't that be something? That would make John very happy.
Yes, that would.
And long shot.
I would regret it if I didn't pick this driver, Ty Gibbs.
Oh, goody.
Hey, Tony, why are you picking Grappa's ready for both races? Because, Elijah, he's a good road racer. Oh,
He's also a good. He has come close so many times to try to win a race. So, next up, I'm gonna pick Zachary Taylor to go next.
He's actually picking Ty Gibbs.
Oh! I knew you were gonna start saying that, Taylor. Jesus. What's next? He's gonna pick Kyle Busch. I'm being sarcastic over here, okay?
I had to do that to be funny.
I know you were. He's picking Kyle Busch.
Back on track. I stay away from. I don't know particularly how this driver is going to do because this driver's making his first ever start at COTA. And I don't know that he's going to do well. Give me Josh Berry as the stay away from.
Ooh. I don't think he did pretty good in his races in the Xfinity series. I could be wrong then. Actually, let me look that up while you're thinking about your other pick. Go ahead, Taylor.
Let's see here. Long shot. I am going to take a driver that has really turned into a really good road course racer and has really racked up some wins on the road courses over the last few years. Give me Tyler Reddick as a long shot.
Josh Berry is kind of a mixed road racer. I mean, Coda is one of his best tracks when he ran the Xfinity series. His first year he finished 27th. Last year he finished 8th. But then you look at the tracks we're going to be going to, which is like Sonoma, he finished 33rd. Charlotte, let's see, Indy Road Course, he finished 14th. He finished 14th there in 2022. At the Roval, he's top 10. So he's kind of a hit or miss kind of thing. So there you go. Go on.
But dark horse wise, I am going to say SVG will be my dark horse.
Are we really surprised we're taking SVG? Nope.
So,
Sleeper.
Sleeper wise, I'm taking the Dinger as my sleeper.
And your favorite?
And debating between all the drivers that I could have picked here, I think I'm going to go with this one. And this driver, I think, is going to have a really good race and be up there in contention and leading some laps, even if this driver don't win. But the driver I'm going to take to win, give me Michael McDowell to win that Coda. You crazy.
Hey, Taylor, you know what's really funny?
What?
On that other show I did last night, you know who I also took to win that race? That driver you just mentioned, Michael McDowell. All right, now let's see. Who wants to go next between the Art siblings? Well, let's see. I'm going to go with Senor Sean, because Sean's better than Jesse anyway. I wonder if that was an evil laugh that you're doing to your sister, and she's looking at you go, Sean? Sean?
She just slapped me.
Ooh.
That hurt, you know.
I don't care because I'm a girl. All right, let's go on.
Yeah, she doesn't care. She just slapped me again.
Okay, who's your favorite, Sean, for Coda for the Cup Series?
Well, I think this will come as not a surprise. Be like this guy's gonna win. Give me Tyler Reddick.
Ooh. Stay away from.
There we go. Over here. I'm making sure I don't get in trouble for the stay away from. Stay away from Jimmy Elliott.
Well, at least, Jim Bob just got hit in the face with a toilet by my son, Blue Jr. Thank you, Blue Jr.
How can he lift the toilet? He's weak.
Hey, Sean.
No. He called Toilet Man to slap him. That's what he called.
What are you asking, Cody?
Are you the creature that steals people's picks?
Oh.
I'm gonna just go straight to the dark horse for Sean. So continuing on. All right, let's go straight to the dark horse.
Dark horse. You know what? Give me Kobayashi.
Tomoe! I was wondering who was going to take.
You want to know why? Why not?
Hold on, let me make sure I do not derp, because if I derp, I get a done set.
And then we all get to laugh at you.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna blame a certain friend I'm not gonna say in this VC until after the show's over.
Oh yeah, that's right. His name's People.
All right, your sleeper, Sean.
I'm gonna say Josh Berry.
And your long shot.
I'm gonna say Corey LaJoy.
Ooh. And now Jesse.
You gotta be kidding me.
Who's she take for a favorite?
You're picking Brad Keselowski?
Oh, what? Has she lost her marbles? Yes. Stay away from.
Now wait just a minute here with this one.
What? What?
Wait just a minute here. You're picking Bell.
Oh, that's not gonna make me happy.
And then she just said she's not gonna pick the dead sooner.
I am not going there. I'm just gonna go straight to the dark horse. Thank you very much.
You just went there, Danny.
Let's go to the dark horse before anybody says something.
About a comment.
Yes.
She's gonna make Elijah mad.
Let me guess. Is it Ty Gibbs?
Yep.
I am not surprised. Her sleeper.
Sleeper. Oh, you kidding me?
Who's she take?
She's picking Harrison Burton.
Is not an answer. And her long shot.
I think we need to shake your head here after this one. You're picking Kaz Gralla.
Excuse me. She's trying to use the dead Rick Ware strategy.
Sailor down the mountain.
All right, I'm gonna go backwards here. I'm taking Kamui Kobayashi as my long shot. My sleeper, Ty Gibbs. I guess I need to go jump on the bandwagoner. I'm gonna say AJ Allmendinger is my favorite, to nobody's surprise. I'm gonna say Denny Hamlin as my stay away from. Yeah, because Denny Hamlin will say the R word. But I'm gonna take Alex Bowman as my dark horse. Because Bowman nearly won this race 2 years ago, so.
That's an interesting pick.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, gentlemen, any final thoughts before we get this race weekend started?
Well, definitely, I think it'll be an interesting race for sure. At Coda. One thing that is going to be good is we're not going to be racing in the downpouring rain like we did a few years ago where everybody couldn't see and they were wrecking on stuff.
Now, I do want to mention they also moved the restart zone right off of turn 20. Will that play a factor on the restarts, Taylor?
Oh, that definitely will make the restarts interesting for sure. There when we have a restart, so definitely I think we'll be in for a good race.
All right, Cody.
I mean, I have hope that this race will be exciting and at least not controversy-filled like last week with Bad Year. I think things are going to improve this time around, and it could produce better racing. I really do hope it does.
Mm-hmm. Senor Sean, this is one of two home races for NASCAR coming to town. So, as a Texan, how excited are you for Coda this weekend, and then later in the year at Texas?
You know what I gotta say?
What?
Yeah.
For me, I really am excited to see how Coda is going to play out. Of course, there's no rain in the forecast. And, another thing, I think you guys will agree with me. How many times do you think we're going to see a bunch of wheel hopping a lot? Because, when we talk about road courses, drivers always talk about when these cars are going to start wheel hopping. And when you wheel hop, where the back of the truck or car just goes bop, 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 you just go straight into another car, you just spin out. So I think we're going to keep an eye on the wheel hopping, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, yes. Next week, of course, we're going to recap Coda and all that, yada, 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 and then preview. I got to look and see what the next race weekend is. I will look it up during the reactions this weekend. So, yes. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind everybody that the Oklahoma Highway Safety Office is a proud sponsor of Triple P. Wants to remind everybody that together we can end DUI because drinking and driving is deadly and illegal, and we need to end DUI together. So visit enduiok.com to learn more. With that being said, I want to thank you guys a lot for joining us for this week's episode of Triple P. If you guys like this episode, be sure to give it a like. If you haven't considered subscribing yet, I highly recommend you do so in order to keep up with some wonderful content coming out in the near future, as well as future episodes of your favorite podcast coming out throughout the rest of this week and onward to the next. For Mr. Sean Art, Cody Smart, Zachary Taylor, I'm Jaden Voiles. Thanks so much for joining us. We survived another show on Triple P, and we'll see you guys next time on Triple P. Until then, you've been watching another broadcast of PCS Ray TV, the best in racing around the world since 2017. We'll see you guys next week to recap Coda. Until then, good night, everybody.
Jeez. Cody Smart.